Hey gamers, it's G from the corner. And you know what? The Switch 2 reveal is fantastic, gotten me very excited for the future of Nintendo this year and in the coming years. But you know what? The biggest thing that really sent a shock through my system from that reveal has to be the little bit of Mario Kart gameplay we saw. Maybe Mario Kart 9, you might want to call it that. Definitely not 8 Deluxe 2. This is a new Mario Kart, likely being developed by EPD9, likely having been developed by these guys because they haven't made a game in 8 years. So, yeah, you know what? It hasn't been a game from that team in so long, let alone a Mario Kart from that team. Mario Kart 8 came out 11 years ago now. We are more than due for a new entry, and obviously, I've got some expectations, more so hopes and wishes for the game. Part of me, I've seen a lot of the speculation videos, but really, I don't know what else I could add to what everybody has already said. So I'm just going to go completely off the cuff. Like, what do I personally really want to see from this new Mario Kart? There's a few, like, specific, kind of obvious things. One or two, like, curveballs. One or two, like, I personally really want this, but if they don't do it, it's going to be like whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's start with one that I've been saying, I've been championing, but I haven't seen a lot of other people talk about. I've seen a lot of people support the opposite direction, at least go against the opinion that this should be in the game. I want 8-player split screen in Mario Kart. Mario Kart's a fun party game. You just sit down with your gang and just play some Mario Kart together. But one thing that's kept it out of rotation in my gatherings is just a lack of player support. Now, 4 players is nice, obviously, most games I play couch co-op, have 4-player, but I don't know, I think it's time, especially with the new player count, okay? Mario Kart's always had 4-player multiplayer, and the last 2 console entries had 12 characters on screen at once. Now we have 24 characters on screen. Now, 4 was a third of 12, so by that logic, we're doubling the total racer count. Why not double the total player count? It can work. Depending on the format they choose, I think it can work very well. Either they have, basically it would basically look like 2-player Mario Kart, just 4 times on the screen. Either you have the split vertically or horizontally. I think it can work. I think it'll look fine, especially horizontally. Horizontally, it's like Mario Kart Wii's horizontal split really didn't do that much to, hurt player viewability. It was more so just kind of things were a bit squished. I feel like if they do that on this, and I think Nintendo might be more inclined to do it now, because I think the standard is, TVs are a lot bigger, right? If you said this back in Mario Kart 8 days, they'd be like, what are you talking about, man? Like, people might, that wouldn't work. They just got HD TVs. Now you want me to say, let's cram 8 people around the screen to look at tiny little blocks? But I think nowadays, especially, it's something that I think not only can happen, but has a good shot of happening. I really want it to happen too, because again, it would make Mario Kart a much easier option for the Nintendo party game rotation. Like, hey, want to play Mario Kart? Oh, there's like 5 of us. It's fine. We can play 6 players, or 7, or 8 players, It's a feature that I think is going to go a long way if they implement it. Smash Bros. Has it, and I think that's done wonders to that game. It's such an easy, hey, we're hanging out a bunch of people, let's just boot up Smash Bros. And mess around for like an hour or two, and it's always a great time. So that kind of energy in Mario Kart would work absolute wonders, okay? Next up, something that everybody's been saying, and I agree simply because why not? I think there should be some sort of more interesting single-player offerings in this Mario Kart. It doesn't have to be a full campaign. It doesn't have to be like a full open world, like I've heard some people speculate, simply because a track design looks a little more open and big, which is likely just to accommodate for the large player count. Even something on the same level as DS's mission mode would be kind of nice. I would like a return, personally, of Wii's mission mode. This is on top of, like, some actual built-in day one single-player campaign. But if they pre-built, like, 50 challenges and then made you play one every week and try to earn, like, the best time or something, and maybe if you got the best time in that week, you get, like, an exclusive little icon for your profile. Maybe everybody else could still get that icon if they just beat that time, in anywhere in the future. I don't know. Basically, I just want the Wario Cup from WarioWare Get It Together, if anybody played that, but like in Mario Kart as a mission mode. I think that would work very well. Some sort of, story campaign. We'll see what they do. Maybe they could come up with some new sort of single player mode, heaven forbid, a roguelike mode. Let's imagine, like, just for a second here, like a set of, races with specific challenges and like, oh, maybe perform this, like, basically imagine mission mode, but on, like, a sort of roguelike system where it's like you want to do a run and maybe there will be boss races every like 5 or 10 challenges, and then maybe there's an end point, maybe there's an endless mode. I don't know. Something like that would be super fun though. On top of that, since let's just talk about basic stuff, track counts. I am very curious what the track count's going to be. We ended Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Booster Course Pass, adding an additional 48 tracks to the game, giving that game 96 courses. There's no way we're hitting 96. 48 even seems unlikely in my mind. As much as I want 48, I feel like we're going to hit 32, but I feel like there's going to be a little more to these 32. I don't think it's just going to be, I think it could be 16 new and 16 old. Maybe it's just 32 new though. Maybe there is a Nintendo crossover element and we have Nintendo Cups. I doubt it, highly doubt it, but that could be a thing in the game. Maybe the retro tracks are here, but they're so fundamentally revamped. I had made a prediction about a sort of like, how do I put it, dynamic track design. Think like Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed if you ever played that game. And, I mentioned that in the predictions video. So, something like that on retro tracks would make them a lot more engaging. But I feel like I'm setting my expectations to 32. If it's any more, I'll be pleasantly surprised. You know what? 40 would be great. I think 40, just 2 extra cups in there. It's been so long. Give us 40 tracks. Mario Karts have had 5 cups. Well, I mean, this one would have 10 base launch, but you know what I mean. I think they can make it work. And beyond that, I want to see tons of DLC support for this game. I know we're talking about a game that we don't even know what the title of, and I'm talking about post-launch support, but seriously, the Smash Brothers into Mario Kart hype cycle of the Switch era was fantastic. Can we get that again, but in reverse? Can we get like 2 or 3 years of Mario Kart support, and then we get a new Smash Bros with 3 to 4 years of support for that? I don't know. Maybe they'll do like, they could, even if the drops are just like 8 tracks every 6 months, like just something to make this new Mario Kart as big as possible. Like, okay, I won't start out with 96 tracks, but maybe someday it could get there. Who knows, right? Another thing, we're just talking about basic stuff like that, the character roster. 8's base roster was always like criticized very, very harshly, but 8 Deluxe kind of fixed things. The base game had a lot of additions people wanted, and the DLC, the Booster Course Pass, added even more fan favorites back into the fold, like PD Piranha and Funky Kong. Part of me is kind of wondering what they're going to do here, because there's 24 characters now, like in every race, so, obviously they're going to need to have a big starting roster, and I'm just trying to imagine, because we've already seen like tons of characters in that first glimpse, right? Do all the Koopalings come back again? There's advertising for them, so who knows, maybe. Who do I want from newcomers, though? It's really odd, Nintendo used to be very like, oh, new Mario game comes out, all the stuff from that game is just kind of into the canon now, We'll put Piantas and Mario Sluggers, Rosalina in every spin-off, and they kind of started doing that with Pauline come the 2020s. She was in Golf, Strikers, and added to 8 Deluxe as DLC. She was even in the new Mario Party. So, like, part of me wonders if there is a chance for some more characters in recent entries to pop up. I say wonder, right? Could Prince Florian be driving around a little cart? He's a cute little dude. I'd love to play as him. Not holding my breath. There's plenty of tour characters that also never made it to 8 Deluxe, unlike my predictions. We never got Monty Mole, King Babam, Dixie Kong, those little SNES sprites of Mario and DK Jr. would be great. Nabbit, just like to name a few. Personally, if I had to sit down and you asked me, who do I want to see again Mario Kart 9 from the entire Mario franchise, I really don't know. Honestly, who's like oh yeah, they gotta put him in there. Maybe, you know what? I'd be a Klepto main. If they put Klepto in Mario Kart 9, I would play him. What's the name of this thing going to be called, too? We don't really know, Will they call it 9? Will they call it 10 and be like Tour was real? Will they have like a cool subtitle? I think they're going to have a cool subtitle. I think they should stop doing the numbering thing, because then people are going to be like, oh, it really counts as a blah, blah. It's an annoying conversation to have. I don't want them to do that. Just call it Mario Kart X or something, really. Like, whatever the gimmick is. I'm curious what that lunch bag thing is that we saw by like the little drive-through place. Maybe it's an course-specific item. Maybe it's just the new item system. I want to see what the major gimmick is going to be. What the new twist, the new thing to shake up track design and gameplay is going to be. And I assume it's not going to be crazy intrusive because it's still Mario Kart, but I know it's going to blow us away. Like when we see that first trailer, we're going to be like, what? That's what they're doing with the new Mario Kart? That's going to be fantastic. Another thing, I really want. This is just such an easy request, but make battle mode good. Make sure it's good. 8 Deluxe had a great battle mode. I think it was fantastic. There was the only complaint I could maybe have is that, oh, you can't do deathmatch and balloon battle or blah, blah, blah. But other than that, 10 out of 10. Lovely battle mode. I thought it was, woof, the bee's knees, that's for sure. But, you know, I just hope they at least keep up the quality of that. At least 8, probably 10, honestly, 10 battle maps at least, right? You could throw in retro ones for sure. If there's no retros, then like 6 or 7, honestly, would be fine by me. But, you know, I love battle mode. I like battle mode. And, you know, it was a shame that that felt left in the dust, right? 8 Deluxe came out, and it was a big deal when it came out. And then as time went on, you just booted up that game for the racing, and then the Booster Course Pass did nothing to battle mode. You know, maybe a new battle mode, too. Maybe you make a King of the Hill mode in Mario Kart. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Just something to make me think, oh, damn, I got to check out battle mode. The last thing I want is a Mario Kart 8 situation where it is very half-baked and just not all there. Oh, the actual last thing I want, well, that would be terrible, but I think what would be almost as bad is if they said, battle mode's coming in a free update after launch. I feel like that would be kind of a bummer, but yeah, you know what, something like that. Maybe also, you know, just something to really surprise us. I want to be looking at this game in, well, at the time of this recording, like 2 months when the Switch 2 Direct happens, and think, wow, that's crazy. Like, that looks insane. I didn't think they would do something like that, right? I just want to be blown away because it's been so long since the last Mario Kart. You know, I want to see like some crazy stuff, some crazy track design, you know? Do we get tracks based on previous Mario games? I don't know. I'm trying to think if we've ever gotten ones that were very directly influenced. You know, something like Delfino Square comes to mind and Rosalina's Ice World, but those are just themes that they sprinkled in iconography from a game in. You know, maybe we get like, I don't know, like what's a location we haven't been to? Maybe we get a restaurant track in the new Mario Kart and it's kind of loosely themed around Mario Wonder. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun one. I'm gonna make that read right there, you know. I love the art style, by the way, too. I love how everybody's kind of looking a little more squishy, a little more soft, a little more like that old 2D Mario art, you know, kind of like how they almost translated the Mario art to Wonder's art style, despite still using 3D Mario, 3D assets, bleh. I think it looks great. You know, Donkey Kong looks a bit odd, but that's just in my mind because the internal teams are finally getting a crack at him again for the first time since Mario Kart 8. So, you know what? I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. The fact that there is a new Mario Kart coming out and we have seen a look at it, the fact that it might be in my hands, I might be holding my Switch 2 playing it in the next, let's say, 5 or 6 months, that's really exciting. That's all I've had to say about the topic for now, though. Very excited to see more of the game whenever it does rear itself back into the consciousness, probably at the Switch 2 Direct in April. But yeah, that's going to be it. Keep yourselves cornered for more on Nintendo Switch 2, Mario Kart 9, whatever you want to call this thing. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.